Glad that you could do that. We try to make ourselves available to you. We're here 5 days a week, a couple hours a day, and if I could get my hat straight, we'd be in business. My head, it's because your head's crooked, buddy. Well, there are a lot of people that watch and listen to this show. They're all over the place, scattered hither and yon. And we're always trying to find those stories and studies that will resonate no matter where you live, how you live, what you're doing. In other words, it has some sort of universal quality to it, and could make a difference in how you think and feel about maybe yourself, others, your health, your wellness and well-being, what you should do, maybe what you shouldn't do. If you're new to the show, you'll catch on. I typically, just the way I've been, the way I'm wired, I don't tell people what to do. I'm not comfortable with doing that. But I will suggest, I will urge, I will nudge, I will persuade, I will plead. And if it's really desperate, I might even beg somebody to do something if it's in their best interest. And that's how we sort of do it here. And it's a safe zone. You can always call, no matter what your point of view. I like it that way. And, people can, we don't want this show to be like a glass of milk, homogenized. All one color, all one thing, just, I like difference and separation and distinction and definition. Difference of views and opinions. I embrace that. The show embraces it. That's how we learn. Even when we have to move outside of our comfort zone and things that can make us feel uncomfortable, that often happens. But one has to. That's how you grow. So, if you're new to the show, that's just some orientation to it. And we have a couple of producers always here with me. On the other side of the glass is Katie. On this side of the glass with me. When I say on the other side of the glass, that's where the board is. There she is. That Katie controls the board, and does all sorts of things. Like yesterday when somebody called and said some expletive on air, she dumped it. There's a 7-second delay, and I told Gary over the 14 years, we've only had, I think, maybe 2 instances of that, literally, which is remarkable. Somebody said something that was inappropriate. It was, obscene, but it was impolite, and it was a nasty word. So she dumped them. She said she saw the look on my face and was the clue for her to dump it.
I did. I was actually on the phone over here, so I didn't hear it at all. And I just looked at your face and I was like, something bad just happened.
Was it a look of shock?
It was a look of, I hope you hit that button.
Oh, that's exactly. I hope you hit that button. Oh, man. And so I have to. Yesterday, when I was I'm constantly watching the news, and as part of my journalistic job on this show is to function as a journalist and to report, to find things out, and I'm always watching the news. And I happened to catch Jon Stewart yesterday. I know that probably 99% of you know who Jon Stewart is, but he's the former host of, that pretty successful show that was on TV. He was remarkable yesterday. What he did, and what he did was he was the host, I guess even producer. I don't know if he produced the Daily Show, and he gave an emotional testimony. It was 9 minutes long, and boy, I'll tell you what, he dressed down that subcommittee and congressional leaders and the politicians in Washington. Man, did he dress them down. It was a takedown for the annals of time. And why was he there? He was before the House Judiciary Subcommittee on Civil Rights and Civil Liberties. And at one point he wept. He was just weeping. And he shouted at them. He told them that they were shameful. He said they were shameful because of their inaction to take care of the first responders from 9/11. It's been 18 years. And do you know that this government still has not done the right thing by those people? It moves beyond shameful. And here's a quote from what he said yesterday. He said, "I can't help but think what an incredible metaphor this room is. A filled room of 9/11 first responders, and in front of me, a nearly empty Congress. Sick and dying, they brought themselves down here to speak to no one. Shameful," said Stewart at the outset of his remarks. There was no one there. 2 people. A little over half of the 14-member subcommittee were present, mostly Democrats. Congress passed the James Zadogra 9/11 Health and Compensation Act in 2010 over opposition of some Republicans who balked at the $7 billion price tag. The act was reauthorized in 2015 for 90 years, but a portion of the law, the Victim Compensation Fund, was only funded for 5. Can you imagine? Through the end of 2020, the fund aimed to provide necessary financial support for the thousands who suffered serious medical issues, including a spat of cancer diagnoses after the 2001 attacks. They say now that there are more people will have died after the event. The first responders who rushed into that building to save people's lives, worked on that pile for weeks and months. There will be more of them who have died because of their involvement in 9/11 and saving the lives of others and trying to clean that place up than the people that died on 9/11. And the one thing that Stewart said yesterday, he said, you're robbing these people of the one thing that they have, the only commodity they have. And he said, it's time. They're running out of time. There are people sitting in this room, he said, that are dying. As we sit here today, they are dying. And the inaction of Congress is shameful. Man, it was 9 minutes. It was compelling. If you haven't seen it, you can find it on YouTube. It's on the internet. Jon Stewart, I told Gary, is brilliant. He said, you should be ashamed of yourselves for not being here. He said, accountability appears to not be something that occurs in this chamber. Why this bill is not unanimous consent is beyond my comprehension, he said. He also lambasted Congress for those that consider the measure I don't know, maybe a New York issue. He said some think it's only a New York issue. Where's our humanity? When you think of the government waste, the governmental waste, the money that's wasted on nonsense, and we can't take care of these first responders, it is shameful. It's an embarrassment. When are they going to get it? We're all in this together. We'll be back.
immunity. Kyolic Immune Formula 103 combines immune-boosting nutrients with aged garlic extract. Aged garlic extract has been clinically shown to support a healthy immune response and reduce both the duration and severity of cold and flu symptoms. Help me protect you with Kyolic supplements and nutritional drink mixes to fortify your immune health today. Available at fine natural health retailers.
The science of psychology tells us there is a connection between looking more attractive and having more self-confidence. One way to look more attractive is to have healthy-looking hair. Ridgecrest Herbal's award-winning Hair Revive can support healthy, attractive hair. Hair Revive is formulated with a stress-fighting complex, hair growth ingredients, a hormone balancing complex, and Chinese herbs. Taken together, the ingredients in Hair Revive promote hair growth, encourage healthier, thicker-looking hair, and support recovery from damaging hairstyling techniques, harsh chemicals, and daily stress. So start looking more attractive with healthier, thicker, and shinier hair with Ridgecrest Herbal's Hair Revive. Visit rcherbals.com for more information or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad. That's 1-800-242-4649.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. BDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off BDC's already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult? Try PGX from Natural Factors. This revolutionary product is clinically shown to help people achieve their ideal body weight in a safe, natural way. PGX helps you feel full for hours, dramatically reduces the glycemic index of any food or meal, and ultimately causes the release of the compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. 1, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and 2, improving the action of the hormone insulin. As medical doctor Mark Hyman said in his best-selling book Eat Fat, Get Thin, if you choose to use only one supplement, PGX is the most important. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, you need the tremendous support of PGX from Natural Factors. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, visit pgx.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today. Again, if you get a moment, take 9 minutes of your day, find Jon Stewart's presentation to that subcommittee yesterday on the Hill, and it's well worth your 9 minutes of time. He did a lot to make people politically educated and aware with The Daily Show, but his legacy will be this. For many years now, he has helped try to bring attention to our inaction and our negligence in taking care of those first responders. He said yesterday in front of that committee, some of those firefighters and police officers, literally 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, they responded. They were close by, ran into that building, put their life on the line. Many of them lost their lives. I don't know.
I wish that I had the pictures back when I went up. I went up there afterwards, and I was up there for a month.
We forget how tragic it was. The photographs of people jumping from those buildings, they would rather plummet to their death than burn to death. Okay? I'm just saying. Just saying. There's sort of, I don't know what's here in the hereafter, but I do believe there's a sort of cosmic justice that exists. I believe that in my heart of hearts, that at the end of the day, the books get balanced in some way, and right and wrongs are righted. And yeah, maybe I'm foolish, but that's what I believe. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. Oftentimes what happens to people, they're going along in their life, just cruising along, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they get diagnosed with a terrible disease. No family history of that disease, no particular sign of any kind of something that they did. And in particular, I'm referring to cancer. And people become so befuddled and upset, and they say, how did I get so sick? Where did this cancer come from? This happens a lot. Why does it happen a lot? Because most cancers are not genetically driven. They're environmentally caused, not just the environment literally. When we use when the term environmental is used, it means everything other than biology or genetics, okay? But in this case, environmentally, I literally mean the environment. There's a groundbreaking peer-reviewed study that analyzes the health and economic impacts of widespread chemical contamination associated with agriculture. The study was performed by the nonprofit Environmental Working Group and researchers from Northeastern University. And they found that nitrate pollution in the U.S. drinking water could very well cause over 12,000 cancer cases each year. Now, to some, in relation to the total population of over 300 million people, that sounds like an insignificant number until you're one of the 12,000. Isn't that right? Until you become one of those numbers. The peer-reviewed study is published in the journal called Environmental Research. And the nitrate pollution of U.S. drinking water may cause up to, they specifically said, 12,594 cases of cancer a year. The EWG scientists estimated the number of cancer cases in each state that could be attributed to nitrate contamination of public water systems, largely caused, they reported, by farm runoff containing fertilizer and manure. They also estimated the cost of treating those cases at up to $1.5 billion a year. Dr. Olga Nydenko said, she's a senior science advisor for the Environmental Working Group. She said, quote, nitrate contamination of drinking water is a serious problem and especially severe in the nation's farm country. Now, for the first time, we can see the staggering consequences of this pollution, close quote. The current federal drinking water standard for nitrate, which was set back in 1962, is 10 parts per million, or ppm, right? Yet several well-regarded epidemiological studies, according to the EWG, have linked nitrate in drinking water with cancer and other serious health issues at levels less than 1/10 of the legal limit. Less than 1/10 of that legal limit. It doesn't take much, in other words. Earlier this year, the Environmental Protection Agency suspended plans to reevaluate its outdated nitrate standard. Why? Why would they do that? Why? You need to go back. 1962 was that in that other century, man. I don't know what's going on over there at that EPA, but they are, you talk about shameful. Why are they not reevaluating that and many other things that they're not doing? I don't get it. 4/5 of the EWG's estimated cases were occurrences of colorectal cancer, with ovarian, thyroid, kidney, and bladder cancer making up the rest. Nitrate in tap water.
Don't be stressed out or.
Nitrate in tap water has been linked with serious neonatal health issues. The EWG, in a report, estimated that nitrate pollution may be responsible for as many as 2,939 cases of low birth weight, 1,725 cases of preterm birth, and 41 cases of neural tube defects, close quote. And that's why I don't drink out of the faucet. I said that on the air the other day, and somebody approached me. He said, don't you think you go a little too far? I said, no. What do you mean? He said, you don't drink out of the faucet. I said, no. I'm even reluctant to wash my clothes. What are you talking about? To make a point, I said to the person. And I would not drink out. Well, the water is safe. I said, how do you know that? This kind of data is what tells me that I'll continue to drink filtered water. Thank you very much. Nitrate in the water from fertilizer and manure runoff. So I'm just saying, we report it. You can think about it. And then what can we do about it? You know what to do.
It's non-addictive, completely natural, and leaves you feeling energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order, to find out where to find Hepinol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oregonol.com.
1250 WHNZ. Online at WHNZ.com. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. An iHeartRadio station. News on 1250 WHNZ.
24 Democrats are running for president. Only 20 of them will get on the stage at the first set of debates in Miami in 2 weeks. Today's the deadline to meet the minimum. Right now, Miramar Mayor Wayne Messam is on the outside looking in, according to political scientist Dr. Sean Foreman.
I think if you don't get on that debate stage, especially when it's close to your hometown, then it's really going to be hard to get traction moving forward.
The hurdles based on polling and campaign cash. Today's the third anniversary of the Orlando Pulse nightclub shooting. 49 people killed, 68 wounded. Governor Ron DeSantis has ordered flags on state buildings to fly at half staff. A new OSHA report blames the lead engineer on that pedestrian bridge collapse at Florida International University in Sweetwater, saying cracks should have led to closing the roadway underneath, but Denny Pate didn't think so. With Florida's news, I'm Gordon Bird.
From the Florida Central Credit Union Home Loans Traffic Center. Construction in Tampa has westbound Waters Avenue shut down between Himes and Dale Mabry. Going to be that way through Friday, so use Bush Boulevard or Lambright instead. Still seeing delays on the westbound side of I-4 approaching downtown Tampa. Delays on the Howard Franklin and the Gandy in towards Tampa. Earlier problems on the Howard Franklin, now off on the shoulder. All lanes back open. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm Abrahamson Uterick Hillsboro. Traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts.
36 days. That's how long it takes the average company to find their next hire. Glassdoor can help you quickly find the right job candidate in half the resumes. From 62 million job seekers, Glassdoor only matches you with qualified candidates who have the skills and experience your small business needs to grow. And Glassdoor hires are committed. They're 30% more likely to stay with your business longer. Go to glassdoor.com/hire. Glassdoor. Find the right fit for your business.
Welcome back to CarMax Will Buy It. Let's jump right back into the action. A used minivan with 200,000 miles. Cassandra.
CarMax will buy it.
That's correct. The car you're driving now. Cassandra again.
CarMax will buy it.
You're on a roll. Any car at all, no matter what. Jerry?
Is the answer CarMax will buy it?
That's right, because CarMax buys all the cars, no matter what. No questions asked. CarMax will buy it.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, rely on Rude.
Your Tampa Bay forecast, partly cloudy with a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 89. Tonight, rain tapers off with a low 77. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a 50-50 rain chance, high 88. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by Wyndham Hotels and Resorts, with more than 6,000 hotels across the country, including La Quinta, Days Inn, and Super 8. A great hotel by Wyndham is closer than you think. Find one near you and book direct at wyndhamhotels.com.
Dana Lash and the Dana Show on 1250 WHNZ.
We and partners have issued a travel advisory urging immigrants and people of color to use extreme caution when traveling in Florida. They act like they're man-sized alligators going to eat everybody up. Giant man-sized alligators are only eating people of color. We've all known that alligators are also racists.
The Dana Show. Weeknights 10 to midnight on 1250 WHNZ.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Urban Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to this middle of the week edition of LTN. Glad you could be here today, whether you're listening or watching, wherever and however you may be doing that within the continental United States and around the world. And we have a lot of people that do that. 30,000 hits a day on average on the stream when we stream out. Somehow people find the show. We're delighted and grateful. Dominique Ostrander is our guest today. We're going to be talking about a very important topic that implicates every single person listening and watching. Before I bring her on, a listener, an ardent listener. And by the way, if you happen to be in Clarksville, Georgia, stop by the health store there. If you're driving through, it is a popular tourist site. Ada Zink, and ask for Ruffino. He'll be around. He's the proprietor. So if you're in Clarksville, stop by their store. He brought this story to our attention. Katie, do you know what bubble tea is?
I do, to an extent. I know it's like a tea that has tapioca balls in the bottom of it.
You're so smart. I didn't know what bubble tea was.
There's a lot of flavors of it. I've had it before.
You have?
It's different for me. I don't really like it. I don't like to chew.
Drink it at your peril.
Wait, you got to chew it?
Yes, it's tapioca. Tell Gary what tapioca is. It's a pudding, right?
It is, but it like the bubbles in the bubble tea are really thick, so they're really chewy. It's almost kind of like a gummy bear sitting in the bottom of your tea. And if I'm gonna have a drink, I just want to drink.
So it turns out a 14-year-old girl that lives in the Zhejiang province in China was hospitalized in May, and she had constipation for 5 days. She was constipated, so they took her to the hospital. And what did they find? They did a CAT scan, and they found 100 bubble tea balls in her stomach. No wonder she was constipated. And of course, they had to do what they had to do to make that to get her to go to the bathroom. Whatever they did, I don't know what they did, but it could have killed her. I've never heard of this drink, a bubble tea. I see a photograph of it. I'm looking at the CAT scan of this young woman, her stomach. You can see all these. They're all over her, inside of her stomach. They're everywhere. It's just crazy. People invent. I wish we would spend more time just eating the healthy, simple foods rather than trying to invent these exotic whatever, I don't know, that put your health at risk.
I also don't think these are healthy. I think it's like mixed with milk and sugar.
No, it's horrible.
Should not be able to call it tea.
They probably put tea. It's probably made with tea and then mixed with milk and the tapioca and the sugar and God knows what else they put in it. I don't know. That story was sent along. That's just even in China, they do nutritionally unwise things. And they're supposed to know, a lot about food, 5,000 years, and medicine, Chinese, and all that. Well, they are susceptible to doing dumb things, too.
Even a smart dog runs out in front of traffic.
True. running after cars. Dominique Ostrander is my guest. I wonder if she's ever had a bubble tea drink. Miss Ostrander, have you ever had one of those served up to you?
Okay, it's so funny because it sounds like you're saying bubble, but you're saying boba.
Bubble.
Oh.
Bubble tea. In fact, it's also known as boba. It's also
okay, because I never heard of it as bubble. I only knew it as boba, and no, I think it's gross.
It's also known as boba. You're right. It's called boba. You're right. It's made out of starch, among other things.
No, they look so weird. It looks creepy when you see it.
It is creepy. So, I don't know. We find all these things to consume as if food weren't in. What's wrong with a strawberry? You're going to tell me that stupid drink is better than a strawberry or blueberries or an apple or an orange? I don't think so. But that's just me.
Absolutely not.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. All things considered. Any breaking news from Jaro? I don't know. Were your ears burning? Yesterday, somebody called me. Had a relative who had a terrible infection, UTI, and some other complications, and they ended up they had to get antibiotics, but they also, I recommended Jaro's probiotics for those issues, and the person's taking them. So,
well, great. Thank you very much.
Good
recommendation.
Now that I mentioned that, could you? I said to the person, I said, by the way, Jaro formulas will be on tomorrow. Can you share with the audience what I'm alluding to? Which products?
Yeah, definitely. So what we tend to recommend for any sort of adjuvant therapy when somebody is on antibiotics is Saccharomyces boulardii, because it can be taken at the exact same time as an antibiotic without any die-off, because it's a yeast-based probiotic as opposed to a bacteria-based probiotic.
Oh.
But beware of the companies. See, Saccharomyces is the champion, really, of all strains, I should say. I could actually be bold enough to say that. It doesn't play well with others. And there are companies that have Saccharomyces in with other probiotics.
And they shouldn't.
And they shouldn't. Really, Saccharomyces is so powerful, and if it's cultivated correctly, it pushes out all the other strains, and so that colonization from the other strains is not going to be possible with the presence of Saccharomyces.
So Saccharomyces boulardii is sort of like a probiotic bully.
It is. It definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
And
so is it for a UTI? This person also had a vaginal infection.
No. So in other words, they would take Saccharomyces boulardii to prevent antibiotic-associated diarrhea, but then you would want to definitely take. I love our Jarodophilus for women. It's 4 lactobacillus.
Okay, when we come back, let's lay this out because this is an interesting case study, and we can talk about the dietary supplement approach. Be right back.
Agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
Did you know that you have 3 brains? Yes, you heard right. Exciting new research reveals you have 3 brains: your head brain, your heart brain, and your gut brain. These 3 brains are like an orchestra with billions of neurons working together to create a harmonic symphony. This intricate relationship between these 3 brains impacts your mental, emotional, and physical health. The 3 Brain Supplements from Natural Factors is a bold new innovation in mental health. It provides a whole-body approach to balance brain health and well-being. Start with the 3 Brains Total Kit, which includes 5 supplements that are essential for 3 brain health. The kit provides foundational support for all 3 of your brains. Then, depending on your unique needs, choose from Higher Thoughts to enhance brain performance, Mental Sunshine for healthy mood balance, Serene Mind to relieve stress-related fatigue, or The Best Sleep for restful sleep. Learn more at 3brainshealth.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. BDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off BDC's already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. Reviva Labs, the natural skincare authority. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Dominic Ostrander, educated for Jaro Formulas, is our guest today. People will approach me and talk to me about particular health conditions. I can't diagnose and treat, but I can listen. Somebody was telling me yesterday about someone they know had a vaginal infection and a UTI, both at the same time. And, of course, antibiotics are prescribed. And then I talked about the possibility of probiotics and mentioned Jaro Formulas probiotics for UTIs and this and that, which now prompted me to have Dominic Ostrander talk about those products and this particular, with respect or within the context of this case study. Okay, Dominic, welcome back. So this young woman has a vaginal infection and has a UTI simultaneously. The first thing out of your mouth was Saccharomyces boulardii, which is a yeast-based probiotic, right?
It is.
Okay.
Did this
person
mention?
What is it for? What is Saccharomyces boulardii for? Is it for the UTI? What's it?
No, it's to prevent antibiotic-associated diarrhea.
Okay,
so in other words, that's what's used in hospitals. Jaro Formulas, Saccharomyces boulardii is used in hospital systems throughout the United States in the prevention of AAD, which is antibiotic-associated.
So, in other words, the
assumption
is that if you're on antibiotics, you could end up with diarrhea.
Correct.
All right, so that takes care of that. What about the UTI? Do you have probiotics at Jaro that would address the UTI, that infection?
Right. Well, and her vaginal infection. So that's what I was asking you, because if she has bacterial vaginosis, which is abbreviated BV. Bacterial vaginosis is one of those things where you go to your gynecologist, she diagnoses it, she puts you on an antibiotic. And the antibiotic in and of itself will change the pH in the vaginal microbiome.
She was acidic. Her pH was way off. She was acidic.
Right. Okay, so anytime a woman, like, for example, so antibiotic use will then, she's not going to get better. Her vaginal infection, it'll get rid of the bacteria, but in other words, it's still creating a dysbiosis in her vaginal environment, and so that makes a woman more prone, because then let's say she has sex, which is known to bring on recurrences of BV. Semen changes a woman's pH inside of her vagina. So the day after a woman has sex, or even hours later, she can start showing symptoms of BV reoccurrence again. It's a very difficult thing to get rid of and to stay gone. But the allopathic treatment is antibiotic. It is antibiotics, but not. Most gynecologists now know that a good vaginal probiotic, which means a probiotic like Gyrodophilis for women that is 4 patented, clinically documented strains that have been tested over and over since 1999 to colonize the vaginal tract, is something that current gynecologists that are in air quotes with the program, understand that it's very important to take a vaginal probiotic as an adjuvant therapy to antibiotic therapy.
That's the point I'm trying to make. It's an adjuvant therapy. The physician is going to prescribe an antibiotic, but the physician would be prudent and wise to also prescribe Gyrodophilus, that product. What's the name of it?
Gyrodophilus for women.
Gyrodophilus for women.
Gynecological.
So
right.
she would keep taking that. She would keep taking it even after the antibiotics are done. She would continue to take it, right?
Correct. Especially if she's having BV, or she has BV, or if she has recurrent UTIs, recurrent yeast infections. Even hormonal changes like perimenopause can bring on recurrent types of vaginal infections, including UTIs. So it's important to be on something that will maintain that vaginal milieu, that vaginal pH, regardless of what's going on environmentally.
Okay, so Saccharomyces boulardii for potentially diarrhea from the antibiotics. The Gyrodophilus for women for the vaginal infection. What about the UTI?
So the UTI and the vaginal infection are sort of go hand in hand.
Okay.
And so Gyrodophilus for women
we'll address that too.
Is ideal to prevent both, actually.
Both. Okay. So we're in business. Then I did the right thing. I said I gave the right products.
I do like, Jaro Formulas makes a product called D-mannose with organic cranberry, and I do like that when a person is actually having acute symptoms to take the D-mannose and the cranberry. It can be quite soothing.
Like mannose sugar. You talking about mannose?
Exactly, D-mannose, because it has the D-mannose offers a lot of anti-adherence benefits, like cranberry.
I got a question from our stream, Dominic, and it is: should you separate your probiotic and antibiotic by 2 hours?
So that's a very heavy question, and so here's what's great. So Saccharomyces can be taken at the exact same time as an antibiotic. There is no spacing out because it's a yeast base, so there's no die-off. But a bacteria-based probiotic should be taken at least 2 hours before an antibiotic or 4 hours after.
4 hours after. Okay, not 2 and 2, but 2 hours before or 4 hours after.
4 hours after, yes, because food slows digestion, and so if you've had a meal, and if you're, let's say, if somebody has gastroparesis, which is a slow emptying of the stomach, you're going to be spacing it out by 6 hours, not 4.
Jaro has had these products in stream for many years. My goodness.
For sure. And Gyrodophilus for women, actually, just the Astarte strains, which are patented strains, the patented 4 lactobacillus strains that are in our Gyrodophilus for women, just won a NutriIngredients Award a few weeks ago. Best female probiotic.
877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. So this is a case. This case study is illustrative of a lot of things. One, the kinds of health conditions that women can experience and how probiotics can help. And two, it's illustrative of a functional medicine where you integrate allopathic medicine with some sort of natural therapy. It's called functional medicine, where you rely on nutrition, supplementation, and other kinds of therapies to as adjuvant therapy or to augment a traditional therapy and so on. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate it. I know the women in the audience appreciated it too, Dominique. We come back at the top of the hour. We're going to continue this theme of gastrointestinal health. It's important to you, to me, and everyone listening and watching. liquid iron supplement. For over 60 years, Fluoridix has been helping reduce exhaustion and fatigue caused by iron deficiency. This formula is easy on the digestive tract and free of artificial colors and flavors. It even has vitamins B and C for enhanced absorption. No wonder it's the best-selling iron supplement in North America. FluoraVital provides all the same benefits as Fluoridix, but without gluten or yeast. Reclaim your energy with Fluoridix and FluoraVital, available at your local health food store. For more information, visit florahealth.com/Floridix. florahealth.com/Floridix.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
The preceding was a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC.
Some job recruitment sites overload your inbox with resumes. Glassdoor knows not just any will do. From 62 million job seekers, Glassdoor only matches you with qualified candidates who have the skills and experience your small business needs to grow. In fact, Glassdoor hires are 30% more likely to stay with your company longer. And Glassdoor can help you find that perfect candidate in half the resumes. Go to glassdoor.com/hire. Glassdoor. Find the right fit for your business.
Great news! There's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. All it takes is 15 minutes to find out if you could save 15% or more on car insurance. And Geico offers coverage for more than just car insurance. Got a motorcycle? Geico's got you covered. Got an RV? Covered. Got a boat? Covered. And there's so much more Geico can help you with. Plus, don't forget the discounts. Go to geico.com today and see how much you could save. That's geico.com.
1250 wins WHNZ Tampa Bay. Available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Hong Kong's chief executive says protesters won't stop lawmakers from voting on a bill to extradite criminal suspects to mainland China. Riot police fired tear gas and rubber bullets at tens of thousands of demonstrators. CBS's Ramy Inocencio in the crowd.
A lot of people say they distrust the legal system in mainland China because there is very little due process or chance for a fair trial.
House Democrats going over allegations in the Mueller report to zero in on contacts between the Trump campaign and Russia. Intelligence Committee Chair Adam Schiff.
Were there other forms of compromise like money laundering left out, uninvestigated, or referred to other offices? Were individuals granted security clearances that shouldn't have? And are there individuals still operating in the administration that leave America vulnerable?
The president's son, Donald Trump Jr., is testifying behind closed doors in the Senate right now.
Why are you here today? Are you here to correct your testimony?
Going in, he said he had nothing to correct. Driving a Ford SUV, WWJ's Jeff Gilbert with what you need to know.
The recall involves 1.2 million Explorers from the 2011 through 17 model years. Ford says they have an issue with a part in the rear suspension that can fracture. That can diminish steering control. One minor accident has been reported with no injuries.
A North Carolina man charged with killing 3 Muslim college students 4 years ago has pleaded guilty. The families claim they were acts of hatred because the women were wearing headscarves. Craig Hicks claimed it started with a dispute over parking spaces. A woman in the South is in police custody now for playing mama bear at school.
Jamie Rathburn is accused of confronting children who were bullying her third-grade son at a Greenville, South Carolina elementary school. She was arrested after police learned of the confrontation after the woman posted a Facebook video ranting about the bullies. She admitted on the video she, quote, snuck into the school.
I'm not right in my actions, but I'm right for standing up for my son.
Rathburn says her son has been teased, hit with a computer, and grabbed by his throat at school. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Spice Girls fans, this one's for you. The Hollywood Reporter says Paramount is working on an animated movie that'll feature the voices of all 5 original members, including Posh Spice, who's not part of the group's current tour. The film, reportedly set for release next year. The Dow is up 7 points. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
Do you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes? The IRS has special programs in place that can eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. With a call to ATA, you can stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call ATA to see if you qualify. 800-805-1055. That's 800-805-1055. 800-805-1055.
There's nothing like meeting face-to-face, and there's nothing like Zoom to make that happen. Zoom lets you connect and do business across town or around the world. Zoom ties together all of your communication needs into one easy platform for video conferencing, phone calls, group chat, webinars, and your conference rooms. Connect easily from anywhere, your mobile phone, your laptop, or conference room. Zoom is how business gets done. Get your free account at Zoom.com today. Meet happy with Zoom.
I'm Tom McCubbin. Better Lawns and Gardens is now live in Tampa Bay. Join us every Saturday morning, 7 to 9 on 1250 WHNZ. You can call me at 1-888-45-LAWNS. That's 1-888-455-2967.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is back in Vegas this September. It's the biggest artist in music, and Capital One cardholders get tickets first for a limited time now through Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. See Cage the Elephant, Mumford & Sons, Def Leppard, Heart, Tim McGraw, and many more. With your ticket, cardholders can purchase a Capital One Access Pass for an intimate experience with Cage the Elephant and more. Supplies are limited. Go to iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for info.
There's slow traffic southbound on I-75 from Fowler into I-4. Then we slow southbound into just before US 301 with an accident blocking the right lane. There's a disabled vehicle in the left lane of the exit ramp from eastbound I-4 to County Road 579. And westbound Waters is closed with stormwater pipe repairs from Himes to Dale Mabry. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Edric Hillsborough traffic tip line at 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by KFC.
This month at Napa Auto Parts stores, get $25 or more off brand new DeWalt power tools by trading in your old ones. Quality parts, helpful people, that's Napa know-how at participating Napa Auto Parts stores. While supplies last, offer ends June 30th.
The following is a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC. The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in this mid-week edition of LTN. We're coast to coast and global. And the bigger the platform, the more like coming to work. It's great. 14 years ago, the cumulative persons listening were my mother and her lady friend down the street. That was it. And my mom has now passed away. So, but we have a formidable number of people that listen to the show and watch it across this country and around the globe. The internet, just amazing. Changes everything in so many ways, good and bad, right? But we're grateful, we're thankful that you're there. We don't take you for granted. And we show up here to work every day because you're there. And in keeping with that spirit, my guest today is Dominique Ostrander. And I suspect that the caller she'll be able to answer this question. Let's go to Palm Harbor, Florida. It's down the road a piece from here, but not too far away. Mary, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Hey, thanks so much. I wanted to ask Dominic about Jaro's other product called Femdophilus.
Femdophilus.
Mm-hmm. Femdophilus
Yep.
And Dophilus for women. I have frequent UTIs.
Okay.
And I noticed they have two products for women.
All right, let's talk about that. Dominique, welcome back. So Mary in Palm Harbor referenced the Femdophilus product. She seems to be susceptible to UTIs. Could you respond, please?
Definitely. I love our Fem. There's no question about it. I think our Fem is excellent. Our Fem has, again, the two strains that are within our Fem. They're different than what's in the Jarodophilus for women. We have a Lactobacillus rhamnosus GR1, the Lactobacillus rhodori. Let me make it a point of saying that what makes a female probiotic is a probiotic that's been proven to colonize in the urovaginal tract. And the urovaginal tract is predominantly lactobacillus. So if you're looking at a probiotic for women that contains a bunch of bifidobacteria, put it back down and don't get it, because the urovaginal tract is predominantly lactobacillus. Another thing that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a woman's probiotic is the addition of cranberry. While cranberry is very beneficial, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do only with a woman. A man can certainly benefit from taking cranberry as well. For example, a man that might have prostatitis and is having urinary retention and could be experiencing UTI symptoms from that could benefit from cranberry and D-mannose. So look for patented, proven lactobacillus strains, which again are in both our Femdophilus and our Jarodophilus for women. My point in saying this is that you can't go wrong with either one. If Femdophilus has been working for you and it's helping prevent UTIs, then stay with the Femdophilus. I always say that you might, when your symptoms are acute, to increase the amount of probiotic that you take. So as opposed to your prophylactic dose, where you might be taking 1 to 2 capsules a day, if you happen to get a UTI, then you might want to increase to, let's say, 4 capsules a day. But again, if you're on something as good as Fem or as our Jarodophilus for women, chances of you getting UTIs frequently or as frequently is probably very slim. Another thing that I want to point out, too, that you might be experiencing is sort of a urethritis. It's more of the thinning of the urethral tissue. which is very common as women age. So it feels like a UTI, but it might not actually be a UTI.
Mary had a question for you.
What about taking one of each of those of your women?
You definitely could. I've done it. I've done it. My daughter has done it. Because they're different strains, I think that can definitely work for you. I know that going through menopause and hormonal changes on a personal level, I found that I took one Jarodophilus for women and one Fem when I felt symptoms were acute. And, thankfully, because I am also prone to UTI since I was a teenager, and as God is my witness, since I have taken either Fem or Jarodophilus for women on a regular basis, I maybe get one UTI a year, maybe. It's really changed everything for me, truly.
I suspect, I don't know what the number would be, the metric, the statistic. The number of women walking around right now that don't know this is far. I suspect the number that do know is a very small minority of people, of women. And the number of doctors that would know about these products and how to use them as adjuvant therapy in their treatment, the gynecologists and all these other doctors that may be involved in the treatment of these diseases and disorders with women. I wonder how many of them know about it.
It's interesting. So we have Jarodophilus for women is actually part of the formulary for two of the largest gynecological groups in Florida.
Oh.
And we actually have they look like prescription pads, although because, we're obviously a nutraceutical, so they're not technically a prescription, but they are printed out with information on our Jarodophilus for women so that a physician can hand them out like they're writing a prescription. So, and again, they're part of the largest gynecological groups in Florida, and actually they're into Alabama and Georgia as well. So, which is nice to know. Again, we're very well respected. We go to ACOG every year. We're known at ACOG. So we have a tremendous following.
ACOG would be acronym for?
The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists.
There you go. Mary, did that...
Governing body for vaginal health.
Absolutely. Did that answer your questions?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Okay, well, good. Well, we thank you for the great questions. Don't only pertain to you, but probably most women listening would learn something from what you, the posing of your questions. That's why we encourage people to call, to ask questions, make comments, share experiences and stories. It's all very helpful. Thank you so much.
What we can do also, Dr. Garko, is is it Mary or Miriam?
Mary,
Mary, M-A-R-Y, Mary.
Mary, you're in Palm Harbor, so what is the local store that you shop in Palm Harbor?
Well, the Vitamin Discount, I go there a lot.
Vitamin Discount, okay, because I was going to say, I'll be over in that area, I'm thinking tomorrow, and I'll have some samples of Jarodophilus for women so you can try it. I'll leave them at the store.
Oh, okay, great. Well, thank you. That'd be
wonderful. I think is Reggie still the manager there? I believe.
Yes, Reginald.
Yeah. If you go,
Reginald works there and Stuart works there.
Yeah. If you go in and see Reggie tomorrow, tell him that we said hello, and the samples will be there for you. Dominique will stop by and give them our best. And we support all health stores in the Bay Area, as well across the country, and we encourage the stores to call the show anytime you want, about anything you want. It's okay with us. We love it. Thank you, Mary, for participating and sharing your questions. We appreciate it very much.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See, that's why we encourage the calls. That inspired a lot of insight and information and insight to help women with these complicated issues, as well as men, as you alluded to. Here's how to connect with the show.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. Don't forget, go to our Facebook page at Let's Talk Nutrition. Send us a message, like us, and share us with your friends. Go to and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Let's Talk Nutrition. And once you subscribe, you get an alert every time we come on live. You can also watch the older shows. They're up there by playlist.
Older shows where we are all younger. Herbals.com or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad to order the right Clear Lungs product for you. That's 1-800-242-4649.
Is getting a good night's sleep a challenge? Fortunately, there's a superior fast-acting sleep formula called Tranquil Sleep from Natural Factors. This non-habit-forming supplement contains a unique combination of melatonin, 5-HTP, and L-theanine, which works in harmony with your body's natural sleep hormones. Tranquil Sleep can help you fall asleep, stay asleep, sleep sounder, and wake up refreshed, all without feeling drowsy in the morning. The key benefit comes from increasing the time spent in the deeper stages of sleep. It's only in these deeper levels of sleep that we truly experience the rejuvenation, regeneration, and recuperation that sleep provides. Even if you think you get a good night's sleep, give Tranquil Sleep a try. You might be surprised with how much better you've slept by waking up with more energy and enthusiasm to start your day. Learn more at naturalfactors.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. BDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. If you're in the military or are a first responder, you get an additional 10% off BDC's already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. And you can get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. The choice is clear. You can save at Vitamin Discount Center. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-907-7066. That's 813-907-7066. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Celsius is a fitness drink which is clinically proven to function. How? As a thermogenic, Celsius proprietary MetaPlus blend accelerates metabolism, increasing your body's ability to burn fat and calories. There are only two ways a body burns fat: through increased heart rate and our increased body temperature, thermogenesis. Drinking Celsius and then going into motion is double dipping. You're accelerating the burn and the results are even faster. Celsius is your ultimate fitness partner. No high fructose corn syrup, no aspartame, no preservatives, no artificial colors or flavors. 100% of 7 essential vitamins. Proven in 6 published university studies. How does it work? Celsius proprietary MetaPlus formula, including green tea with EGCS, ginger, and guarana seed, turns on thermogenesis, a process that boosts your body's metabolic rate. Drinking Celsius prior to fitness activities is proven to energize, accelerate metabolism, burn body fat and calories. Invest in yourself. Drink Celsius. Look for us at www.celsius.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Dominic Ostrander is our guest today, educator for Jarrow Formulas. Yesterday, I did a very brief tutorial on intestinal mucosal disease. Well, that's a fancy phrase. What am I talking about? Increased intestinal permeability and intestinal barrier dysfunction are the hallmarks of intestinal mucosal disease, whereby you have a barrier in your intestines. It's a layer of epithelial cells. This intestinal epithelial barrier is biologically designed, structurally designed to prevent pathogenic microorganisms, endotoxins, and other sort of pro-inflammatory, uninvited substances from entering the bloodstream. And if that barrier gets damaged, then these elements can get into the bloodstream and begin to wreak all sorts of havoc. And you end up with autoimmune kinds of conditions. Some believe rheumatoid arthritis, one of the major suspects involved, could be this hyperpermeability of the mucosal lining. Sometimes it masquerades under the phrase leaky gut. And so I'm trying to set this up for Dominique, and I'll get to the question. It turns out, if you think about this for a second, there's you, right? The inside of your body. Then there's the outside of your body, which is in direct contact with the environment, your skin. But what comes in direct contact from the inside with the outside? It turns out that gastrointestinal mucosal barrier, this one layer of epithelial cells, plays an essential and fundamental role in the separation of the inside of your body from the outside environment. If the outside environment had access to your bloodstream, you'd be in direct access, you'd be in a lot of trouble, and so would I. We would perish. We'd die from infection or something. Most likely systemic infection or some sort of infection. It is that barrier that prevents that from happening. More specifically, there's a concept called tight junctions. Tight junctions, TJs. Turns out that many experts believe that those are the most important structural component for the formation of this barrier, what they call a constitutive barrier function in the epithelial cells. Tight junctions, in a word, are proteins. That's what they are. They're proteins. And they present themselves, you'll find them on the apical end of the lateral membrane surface in columnar epithelial cells, which then form the barrier against paracellular transport. Paracellular means, refers to the transfer of substances across the epithelium. So when you hear that phrase, paracellular transport, that's what's happening. You don't want that to happen. That, in my opinion, this is an opinion now, based on my review of the literature, my experience, and listening to clinicians and reading and trying to understand and coursework and whatnot, I think this business of increased intestinal permeability is one of the leading cause of how can I put this, of disease, gastrointestinal diseases, and other diseases in the body. I think that many of these autoimmune kinds of related diseases are associated with that leaky gut. Autoimmune means that the body is attacking itself. When these elements get into the bloodstream, they're floating around through the bloodstream. They may settle anywhere, in joints, and if it does, let's say in your fingers or your feet or wherever, the immune system immediately is alerted and begins to attack that area. In trying to kill the pathogen or the uninvited element, there's collateral damage. For example, the cartilage in your joints, and that's arthritis. I hope I'm making sense. As I said, Dominic, and I could tell you more, but you get the point. This one layer of cells is the difference between us being invaded by foreign invaders or not, and having health or not in a large measure. My guest is Dominique Ostrander, educated for Jarrow Formulas. Dominique, welcome back. I know you didn't come on to talk about intestinal permeability.
No, but I want to talk about that, actually. You make a very valid point, and I'll tell you why Jarrow is actually used in hospitals. So this increased permeability, you're spot on. So, for example, anybody that comes into a hospital that's on a PPI, that stands for a proton pump inhibitor, such as Nexium, Prilosec, and has been on it chronically, is considered immediately at high risk. High risk for what? Developing C. diff. Why? Because they have increased permeability. Why? Because they have lower immunoglobulin production, lower mucosal lining production, as you spoke of. We know that their junctions are actually not as tight. So it's important they're immediately put on Saccharomyces boulardii because it creates a barrier in the intestinal lining to prevent C. diff molecules from taking a foothold. So
when we come back, you can continue that narrative. Let's talk nutrition coast to coast and globally.
$12.50 WHNZ. Online at WHNZ.com. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. An iHeartRadio station. News on 1250 WHNZ.
The Wildlife Park Lion Country Safari near West Palm Beach confirms that lightning killed 2 of its giraffes last month. Spokesperson Haley Passisser says it hit park staff hard.
The keepers are here every day taking care of these animals to the best of their ability and pouring really their passion, their heart, and their soul into what they do here.
The park says it has shelters, but it can't make the giraffes get out of the rain. The state's $91 billion budget is on the desk of Governor Ron DeSantis, who's just signed his second death warrant. It's for Gary Ray Bowles, who pled guilty to 4 murders and claims 5 others, all of the victims targeted because they were gay men. Bowles set to die August 22nd. Today is the 3-year anniversary of the massacre at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando. Flags at state buildings are flying at half-staff. There's a remembrance tonight at the site of Pulse, now a temporary memorial. With Florida's News, I'm Gordon Bird.
From the Florida Central Credit Union Home Loans Traffic Center.
Eastbound I-4 is very slow getting into west of Dr. King Jr. Boulevard with an accident that's been moved on to the left shoulder. Construction blocks the right lane eastbound on Adamo Drive approaching I-75 and construction blocks westbound Waters between Himes and Dale Mabry. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Edith Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by KFC. KFC's new dessert will satisfy your cravings for sweets and biscuits. The Cinnabon Dessert Biscuit is KFC's classic warm flaky biscuit smothered in Cinnabon cinnamon sugar glaze and cream cheese frosting. For a limited time, get 4 of them free with a 10-piece meal. It's finger-licking good and only at KFC.
You can always count on Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. Always crisp, always easy drinking, always just right. The perfect balance of flavor and refreshment since 1903. Welcome to the High Life. (2019) Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Celebrate responsibly.
At CarMax, when we say we buy all the cars, we mean it. Over the last 20 years, we've purchased millions of cars from coast to coast. In the last year alone, we've bought a mountain of Mercurys, an armada of Nissans, a ton of Titans, an ocean of Pacificas, and a sea of Siennas. Not to mention a few Hellcats and a couple of Tornadoes. So no matter what you're selling, CarMax is buying. And we'll buy your car even if you don't buy ours. CarMax, we buy all the cars.
From the Weather Center, Abrahamson and Uterwick. Free consultation. TheInjuryLawyers.com. Pinellas Hillsborough.
Your Tampa Bay forecast, partly cloudy with a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. High 89. Tonight, rain tapers off with a low 77. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a 50-50 rain chance. High 88. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by KFC. KFC's new dessert will satisfy your cravings for sweets and biscuits. The Cinnabon Dessert Biscuit is KFC's classic warm flaky biscuit smothered in Cinnabon cinnamon sugar glaze and cream cheese frosting. For a limited time, get 4 of them free with a 10-piece meal. It's finger-licking good and only at KFC.
Dana Lash and the Dana Show on 1250 WHNZ.
Game of Thrones the last episode had a racial problem because they treated people, brown people, like they were expendables, what they said. And by the way, somebody sent me a thing that said, stop talking about Game of Thrones. Nobody wants to hear that. Well, then I suggest you go find your old man radio show. Feel free to turn the dial.
The Dana Show. Weeknights 10 to midnight on 1250 WHNZ.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
In the world of health and wellness, it is often what we can't see. Just as it is in the case in life generally, it is often what we can't see that really is affecting us in profound ways and out of our awareness until something bad happens. Welcome back to the show. What I'm referring to, what we can't see, is our intestinal lining, this layer of epithelial cells that lines your intestinal tract, right? And it's just one layer thick. And it serves as the barrier, this mucosal barrier between what's on the outside of your body, that on the outside, and from the inside of your body. It is that one layer. Otherwise, stuff, in quotes, would get into your bloodstream. And, it could be anything from the outside, but also there's an outside of the inside of your body. Everything outside of that digestive system is even though it's on the inside of your body, is in a sense on the outside. And you don't want anything on the outside of that digestive system to get inside the bloodstream. And it's the epithelial. That's why from your mouth to your anus, that's a closed system. Because it's through the intestines where everything gets absorbed into the bloodstream. This is basic biology, basic anatomy, it's basic. Once that barrier is compromised, once those proteins called tight junctions begin to, in a metaphorical sense, leak, allow things to escape into the bloodstream, undigested proteins, endotoxins, you name it, now you are in big trouble. And it's out of your awareness until and when you start to feel the pain caused by the inflammation, which could be some form of arthritis, rheumatoid, or whatever. Dominic Ostrander is my guest. We're talking about gastrointestinal health. Go ahead. You were giving the example about people on these proton pump inhibitors who now have a compromised intestinal barrier are subject to infection, and you were weaving that narrative.
Right. So, and here's what's really interesting is that if you go to, for example, the little purple pill, which is what Nexium is known for example, you will actually read, and it's not listed in the small print, it's listed under common side effects, lupus or the worsening of autoimmune conditions. And that is a new side effect that's listed on that website, by the way, which, again, to your point, is can this lack of nutritional or lack of epithelial cells, lack of tight junctions, lack of immunoglobulin production, which is the mucosal lining, create something like lupus, which we know is an autoimmune disorder, and worsen? Well, I don't know. The Nexium website is saying it.
This is interesting. So here, this is, and I don't know, let me see if this metaphor works. So this is like giving a revolver to somebody, saying there's one bullet in the chamber. You're going to play Russian roulette. Be warned that bullet that's in the chamber could end up being in that position when you pull the trigger, and you're taking a big risk in playing with this gun with one bullet in the chamber, or in the what do you call that, Gary? Not the chamber, but
in chamber.
Well, if you're playing Russian roulette, it's not in the. You could end up with a bullet in the chamber.
Exactly.
Right. So that's what you're doing here. You're, in a sense, playing Russian roulette, because at any time you're going to get harmed by playing with that gun or playing with that pill, so to speak. You're trying to solve the blue pill is just reducing acid, which you need, by the way, to make certain micronutrients and to fight off bacteria. So because you have acid,
right, which is, again,
yeah.
But it's not, when people are misunderstanding that when they're on proton pump inhibitors or H2 blockers, for example, like old school, which are ranitidine or Zantac, Pepcid, Tagamet, those drugs, which tend to be more benign than proton pump inhibitors. But regardless of that, they're not without acid. That's a very common misconception that just because you're on an acid blocker means you have no acid. That's not true.
You have some.
You have less acid.
Yeah, you have less.
You have less acid.
Not. I didn't mean to say that you have none. You're blocking the production of it. Hence, you have less of it. It's not being produced the way it should, and you're now. It's interesting. You're solving one problem and creating potentially a constellation of many other problems. This doesn't make any medical sense to me. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
There are a lot of people that have too much acid. There is the increased risk for Barrett's esophagus, which is a precancerous condition of the esophagus, so that when you have gastroesophageal reflux disease and that acid is backing up into your esophagus, you'll have that erosion, that constant acid exposure at the bottom end of your esophagus actually will then take those cells and turn them into precancerous cells. So the medication has the place, it has its importance. But again, if you're going to be on a PPI, I absolutely think you should be on a really good probiotic that, like Jaroform, like EPS, for example, that's known to colonize. It's 5 billion. It's 8 different strains to help with that immunoglobulin production, so that you keep that mucosal lining while you're on these kinds of medications.
I get it. I understand, but I just want to go on record here. That medication, long-term use, you're put at grave risk for your health. I'll go on record. It's not meant to be for the rest of your life. You're not going to make it. If you have gastroesophageal reflux disease, oftentimes it can be caused by a hiatal hernia, being obese, and other issues. Right? It's a self-inflicted condition. And you're right about it can cause cancerous cells to be created in your esophagus. I get all that. So when they give you that little blue pill, they're addressing a symptom, not addressing the problem. And that you're still going to have, GERD no matter what. It's still there. It's just being moderated. I'm just saying that you're playing Russian roulette, and you end up with all kinds of autoimmune issues, and you're at risk. I mean, it's a mess. That's why functional medicine plays a great role. We come back, we'll talk some more. We'll have the LTN Health question of the day.
What?
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Have you been putting off a cleanse? They can be harsh and leave you chained to the toilet, making for an overall unpleasant experience. Rethink your cleanse with Fluorescence, a daily cleanse that helps safely and gently detoxify your body. Unlike other detoxes that can be hard on the body, Fluorescence supports your body's natural processes, helping it to work more efficiently than it could on its own. The truth is your body is really good at cleansing, but due to the number of toxins we're exposed to, it can use a little daily support. Inspired by traditional OBGYN formula, Fluorescence is made with 8 herbs: burdock root, watercress, sheep sorrel herb, slippery elm, rhubarb root, kelp, blessed thistle, and red clover blossom. These herbs work together to support multiple elimination pathways, gently helping your body's detox systems do what they were made to do, only better. Forget harsh extreme cleanses and cleanse happy. Try Fluorescence for gentle daily cleansing that leaves you feeling rejuvenated. Find Fluorescence at your local health food store. For more information, visit florahealth.com.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take Solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. Reviva Labs, the natural skincare authority. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
And here's the LTN Health Question of the Day. LTN Health Question of the Day. I was talking about this barrier, this gastrointestinal mucosal barrier that exists in our body, in the gastrointestinal tract, obviously. And it's the barrier that separates the inside of the body from the outside of your body. All right? The question is this. I'm trying to make this so it's not so hard to understand, or the question. I don't want to make it so difficult you don't get it. I'm just trying to think of a way to do this. Either give you choices or just to have you name it. What are the name? There's the cells that constitute this barrier. They are a particular kind of cell. All right. I had mentioned the name of the cells and that make up this lining and this one layer. And it starts with the letter E. And it won't be a multiple choice today. It's fill in the blank. What kind of cells constitute this lining, this barrier, this mucosal barrier? And it starts with the letter E. And the answer is not endothelium. There's another hint. So here's the number to call to be a winner.
8255-877-897-TALK.
And so that's a fill in the blank. What's the name of those cells? And the answer is not endothelium. It sounds like endothelium, but it's not endothelium. What is the name of those cells? That barrier, that one an anatomical feature that we possess is a game changer. When that thing starts to leak, when those tight junctions, those proteins become dysfunctional, and the space between the cells is not, those proteins aren't doing their job, boy, you get in a lot of trouble. Dominique, welcome back. The more I learn about these tight junctions and this barrier, the more I'm convinced that I don't know what percentage of the population's walking around with leaks in their gut, but I suspect it's a large.
And I think people don't understand that what things contribute to that. It's not just PPIs. It's poor diet. It's too much alcohol. It's smoking. All these things, food additives that we don't know what they're doing to our bodies anymore. A lot of it is unrecognizable food sources that our bodies don't recognize. And so it all contributes to this erosion, and as well as chronic inflammation. So inflammation will also erode this fill-in-the-blank type of cellular lining in the body. And again, we're doing and eating and doing all kinds of things that are promoting inflammatory states in our body, which are all working together to create leaky gut.
Yeah, it's called the technical name is intestinal permeability. You don't want your intestine to be permeable, that permeable. Let's go to Pennsylvania. Betty lives in Pennsylvania, Lansdale, as a matter of fact. Betty, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I am doing just great.
How's your?
I'm doing better if I answer this question correctly.
What do you think the answer is?
Is it epithelial?
Epithelium.
Epithelium.
Epithelium cells. Yeah, you got it. There you go.
Okay. I'm better already.
There you. How are you doing up there? Are you doing all right?
I am doing just great. Yes.
Yeah. How would you describe your diet?
I would say, let's go 80% on the good side.
You eat a lot of plant-based foods?
I do attempt to do that, yes.
Fruits?
I know that's the way I should be going, and I try to do more of it.
Fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, legumes, grains, whole grains, grains. How much meat do you eat, do you think?
And that's probably the other 20%.
The other 20%. All right. Do you eat free-range beef, free-range chicken, free-range pork?
It's not free range, however, it is from a local butcher that does use hormone-free meats.
Meats. Okay. So, all right. So they could very well, if they're being grain-fed, they'll probably be done in a CAFO, concentrated animal feeding operation, and the odds are, if they're not feeding grass, they're eating corn, and if they're eating corn, they're being injected with antibiotics. I can tell you that they have to be. There's just no other way. But if you can get beef that's no hormones added, no antibiotics, and if you can get them to commit, say these were grass-fed cattle or cows, better yet, that would be the way to go. But I was just curious. It's interesting. You can describe your diet. I ask that question a lot, and often people can't describe what they're eating. You could, so that's good. You're thoughtful about it.
I try to be.
It's not so easy, is it?
No, it isn't.
It really does take a lot of thought and a lot of really, conscious eating, conscious living, and planning. You just don't wake up every day and it happens by magic. You got to make choices, right?
Yes, you do.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Betty.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you for chatting with me. I appreciate it. And Dominique, thank you for chatting with us today too.
Thank you very much for having me, as always.
Yeah. Could you repeat those products we talked about today?
Absolutely. We talked about Jarrow Formula's Saccharomyces boulardii, Jarrodophilus for women, Jarrodophilus femdophilus, Jarrodophilus D-mannose and cranberry, Jarrodophilus EPS, our 5 billion best-selling first shelf-stable probiotic ever made, manufactured, and sold in the U.S.
There you go. Are you out in the field today?
Partially.
Partially. Everything good? How do you get a chance to talk to Jarrow?
I haven't talked to him probably in a couple months.
Yeah, well, next time you talk to him, tell him I said hello.
I will. I definitely will.
Yeah. He's a good guy, pretty passionate. He's still passionate, isn't he?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
he's unrelenting, man. He doesn't, and he cares about the consumer. He wants to make good products for consumers. He's their advocate. We appreciate Jaro, and we appreciate you. Your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth. Your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Everyone's raving about the